Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the mysteries of the Mandela effect itself and find out the true meaning of it all. We must discover what is really happening, what is really going on here, to change these things that we know and hold dear to us. And let us help others discover the meaning of the Mandela effect and how it affects them and the price of milk. Thank you. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe down below.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the exciting channel. And we're bringing you some exciting Mandela effect. Oh.
Can I take your order?
You do it, Brian.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting
I
channel.
just woke up, but I'm half awake.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and of the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela affecting. So glad to have you back. We're looking at, we're analyzing today a super huge Mandela effect dealing with the Travel Channel. And there is a show on there that many people remember is called Curious World. Do you remember this show as well? It used to come on around 7 o'clock prime time for all you East Coasters out there. You want to explain more about the show, Theresa?
Yes, Curious World was on back in the early 2000s. I don't know how many years it was on, Brian, exactly. But the show had dealt with different subjects, like it would be like to do with things like about animals and about places, and it was like a kind of like a mystery show about like things that that you wanted to explore more about. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it makes sense.
And there was different subjects. I have a hard time trying to remember all the subjects, but it was really interesting. And it was called Curious World, and it was like things that you never knew anything about, and all of a sudden they were telling you very interesting subjects. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And I don't know, there's just so much you could say about this show.
Supposedly the show never existed.
Right, and I was actually, how did you discover the Mandela effect? Did you find it in a Reddit post, or you spoke to somebody on your Facebook group, or how did you find it?
Well, it was weird the way that I found it. I was looking at Reddit, and I saw that they said that that the show never existed, and people had called, and they're like, "There's no such show," and supposedly the executive said that this show never existed. And I mean, this is the Travel Channel themselves. And they had listed a person's name who actually starred on the show. I believe his name is Alan Keyes or something like that. Supposedly he had been on the show. And what I did is when I Googled, I said, okay, well, let me see what I can find out about this guest who was on the show. So I Googled Alan Keyes, and then I Googled Curious World. And all of a sudden, in my Google, this link pops up, and I said, oh, what is this link of? And it said archive newspaper. And when I clicked on it, all of a sudden, a listing of all the shows that was on that particular day, Brian. I don't know if you want to tell them what day it was, in 2002.
Yeah, I'll share the residue in just a second. I want to go on this.
When I went on the TV listing, all of a sudden, I looked down at the Travel Channel, and lo and behold, guess what's posted there, Brian? The actual show that was showing that night, and it says Curious World, and it even tells you what the episode's about and the episode number.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, my God. Why would they list the show on a TV newspaper with all these other shows? I mean, you can clearly see it. Travel Channel, straight over, you see Curious World. Why would it be listed in a newspaper from 2002 if the show never existed?
All right, and
I was like freaking out excited. I was like, oh my God. And I'm like trying to keep my composure at work. And I'm like doing this on my lunch hour. And I'm like, oh my God. And my boss is looking over at me, and I'm like, I'm like, do you remember the show Curious World? And he goes, vaguely. And he's non-ME. And I said, do you remember the show? And he goes, kinda. And I'm like, really? And I said, guess what? And he goes, what? And I said, the show never existed. And he kind of shook his head. And he's been doing, like, I've been trying to wake him up slowly. And he even, when we were singing the song Down Under, he actually said the.
Wait, the?
Yeah. Remember when I had posted something in the group about the song Down Under?
You talking about Welcome to a Land Down Under?
No, the song, Do You Come From the Land Down Under?
I thought it was Do You Come From a Land Down Under? Wait, which?
No, I remember that. And
wow.
So does a lot of people in my group.
Oh
and
my
I've got tons of residue. That's going to be another show.
Welcome to a Land Down Under.
Yeah, and he said the.
Oh, he said the?
Yeah, and he's slowly waking up. And he said he vaguely remembered Curious World because it was 2001 and came out in 2002. It was only on a few years. It wasn't like a long-running show. I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 seasons. But he said, oh, well, I kind of remember that show. And I'm like, you do? And he goes, yeah. Because he's a huge travel channel. He watches the show a lot. Well,
right.
The channel. He watches the channel, and he vaguely remembered it.
Well, let's just break this one down.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. Very cool. And this show seemed to mean a lot for a lot of folks, okay? It was a regular show. That'd be like getting rid of your favorite show like
Cheers.
Like Cheers, yeah. You know, for instance, like
yeah,
imagine if your show.
Oh yeah, Frasier never existed.
Yeah,
Like,
imagine if they cut out a season of Frasier, like Frasier's supposed to have 11 seasons, right? But then they cut it down to 10, and you're like, no way, Jose, that thing had 11 seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So think about how disturbing that would be to some folks, especially since we basically live, breathe, and sleep Netflix. You know, but or whatever, Hulu or whatever. So anyway, I'm looking at this Reddit post, and Theresa, let me just read some of these posts here, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
So this person says, so this may be random, but this Reddit group seems like the type it would have watched this show. For years, this has drove me crazy. This was 3 months ago, okay? This person, Michigan J the Frog, 3 months ago, posts this. For years, this drove me crazy. When I was a kid around 1999 or so, I would watch this show that came on the Travel Channel called Curious World. It was hosted by a guy with gray hair and a beard, and it was a lot like Ripley's Believe It or Not, but often delved into the paranormal and unexplained things. Some of the episode segments that stand out were Robbie the Doll, the Holy Grail, and things like that. So here's the weird part. I can't seem to find this show anywhere on the internet, and I've Googled it a number of times, and all I've come up with is other people that were looking for it too. Maybe there were only like 10 episodes for all I know, but I wish I could watch it again. I have great memories of watching with my dad and brother. And there was like 29 comments, right? So, you know, somebody says, here, could you maybe have mistaken it for Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World? And see, look, there's Mysterious World, right? That's another one that's similar. You know, but I don't think it ran during that same time. So that's funny. This person, Scrimp Biscuit, says, that's funny. This show just came up in conversation I had with my sister tonight. We actually went and visited Robert the Doll in an old fort while down in Key West because we saw it on this show. My sister said she emailed Travel Channel but got a jarred response back with no info. Maybe email. So somebody says maybe email the Travel Channel. I think I will. LOL. I can't think of anything else really further to search. I feel like it could have been renamed for the Travel Channel, but the host had a beard. He always reminded me of Kenny Rogers. And somebody else says, here, this piqued my curiosity, so I had a quick look around the Burlington, New York, NC Times. There you go, Theresa. And that's. But you found it accidentally. This person actually had it right here. The Burlington, North Carolina mentions it.
Yeah, I found it accidentally yesterday at lunchtime.
April 11th.
Unaware that anybody else had found that. That was my own finding. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So someone could probably go through this TV listing and create a list of episodes. According to Google Play, there are at least 6 seasons of the show. So I have also emailed Mr. Brettel to see if he or his people have any information about the series, such as the host or production company. I'll update you, right?
Wow.
So somebody else here says, probably joking around, they said, I remember a show called By Curious World, but maybe it's not the one you're thinking of.
No,
Other people said...
no.
So
it was definitely, Brian, it was definitely Curious World. I remember it now. The more that they keep talking about the episodes, the more it's bringing back memories. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at... What did you say the name of the host was?
They said there was a star in there named Alan Keyes.
Alan
he was
Keyes?
like a guest
Okay.
on one of the shows.
All right, right here it says, okay, another. So the TV Guide listings have short summaries listed with the episodes. Rob Brettel, if you look up that guy, he's listed on having a show called Killer Instinct, but it only lists 3 episodes. So maybe the Travel Channel or packaged random foreign TV episode together and called it Curious World. So no one really can seem to find this show. And you know, I'm kind of wondering myself, sometimes shows have mini series within the shows. Like for instance, on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, they would have The Legend of Zelda, and I remember I love that cartoon. I look forward to that on weekday afternoons, watching The Legend of Zelda within the Mario Brothers Super Show, or Super Mario Brothers Super Show. So yeah, I mean, but literally you could get that Zelda series. You could find the box set or whatever on Amazon. You know, this is really weird because you can't even find this anywhere.
But when you share the residue, what I found, you're going to be shocked.
Yep, and I'm gonna show everyone here in just a second. Com Euphoria actually did some legwork. Hello, everyone. 2 months ago, they posted this. This is an example of a Mandela effect involving a reality shift to a parallel Earth. I, too, watched Curious World on the Travel Channel around the year 2000, yet this show does not exist in this reality. There is only residual evidence on the internet of the existence of this TV series. Customer service at the Travel Channel confirmed for me via email that they never had such a show, and that is in this Earth timeline. Oh my God.
And they even said it wasn't even on their channel, and that didn't make no sense. I would love to show them this TV guide.
Oh, here's another thing too. So this person says, Euphoria says, after I made the first video, I then discovered that Google Play has the show listed, but there are no available episodes to purchase. Let's look at that real quick. It's really weird, you guys. Curious
Sounds like
World.
a Shazam type of thing, Brian. You know, it's like it never existed.
Yeah, and the weird thing is it's not even showing up for me. It's not even showing the Curious World. Oh, wait, here it is. TV shows, Curious World.
Whoa.
But it looks like, honestly, it looks like made up words. I mean, it looks like something you would type over on a meme picture. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So this person says if the show didn't exist in this reality and was on the travel, I like listening to this Euphoria person for just saying, because this person has already done the legwork, you know. So I got to do a shout out for them. If the show did exist in this reality and was on the Travel Channel, there would definitely be actual episodes that people have recorded on VHS from the early 2000s that would eventually be uploaded to the internet, such as YouTube or illegally on other sites, such as torrenting, and as well as, of course, episodes that you could pay for and stream. Yet none of this exists. And there are only a very small number of people reporting on the internet having watched The Curious World. Although this hasn't officially been proven yet, timeline shifting is a natural phenomenon of physics, in which people shift over to a parallel universe in which there are slightly different historical past, and usually most people don't even notice this happening. However, in this age of expanding human consciousness and rapid technological advancement, many people are discovering this phenomenon at increasing rates. Everyone who remembers watching Curious World on the Travel Channel, myself included, are correct, 100% correct about its existence. Except they didn't watch it in this universe. It was in another one. It was on another Earth. and at least slightly different in this historical past, which the Travel Channel did indeed host this cable TV series. However, there is what is known by some as residual evidence. And from that other universe, that other Earth which exists on the internet, and this is where there are some remaining listings on the Curious World on TVGuide.com, Google Play, and website lists the Travel Channel show. But it only has the show listed as well as a brief synopsis of the episodes, as well as air dates. And Google Play has no available episodes whatsoever of the show to stream. According to Google and Bing, there never was, again, in this version of Earth, any network nor cable TV series called Curious World on any specifically named channel, other than people like me and a small number of others who report having watched a show by the name on that Travel Channel. There is simply no official proof whatsoever that such a show ever existed in this world's historical past timeline. Only residual from the other Earth timeline exists. However, it is still possible to watch Curious World again, but this world will require another reality shift, either to another Earth timeline in which the TV show exists, which could be in the form of time travel to a parallel Earth past, present, or future, or as a manifestation appearance of something on this Earth reality, such as a VHS tape, which has an episode of the show recorded on it, which would be an example of evidence from a parallel Earth. More to come. Cheers and best wishes. So, calm euphoria. Michigan Jay the Frog responds, "Hey, thank you for the reply. I'll be watching your video later." Okay, so again, if you see the link up here, I'll actually be posting this link in the description, so you guys can see all these Reddit posts responses. There's quite a bit of responses. Okay, let's see. So, wow. Yeah, it just goes on and on.
I would still say the TV Guide is the best residual, the one that I found.
Yep, and I'm looking through forums, other stuff, Theresa. I'm going to share the residue, I promise.
All right.
You guys will get to see it. When I was younger, maybe around 1990,
it's like right there in your face.
This show never existed. This is from Hollywood Reporter. Atlas Media with Discovery Communications Beyond Distribution to launch several programming deals, right? So right here, among the new series are Dr. G Medical Examiner, yada yada yada. You go down here, other specials include the Classic Library Package, which consists of more than 110 hours of original programming, including several one-hour Curious World specials. Things you have to see to believe, freaky foods, most expensive hotel rooms. 2 docudramas, Discovery Channel's Alien Abduction and TLC's Caught. Tribute to America's most famous highways on Route 66. So there's Classic Library Package, which could be it. Have to investigate that further. But again, I'm not seeing it. There would be definitely something on it if you see what I'm saying, Theresa?
Yeah.
There's nothing on that classic.
Well, I tell you what, Brian. When I go to like the thrift stores, like Goodwill and stuff, I'm always looking to see what type of old videos there are in VHS at the thrift stores. And if I come across this Curious World, you better believe I'm going to buy it.
Imagine how much it's worth if you have a VHS tape from another world.
Yeah, I know. That's what I do. Like I said, when I go there, if I find something on VHS of something that we consider like a Mandela effect, you better believe I'm going to buy it, Brian. I would let you know right away.
Yep, and I'm looking at I'm sharing your residue right now. If you guys are watching this out there, just look Burlington, North Carolina Times and News. Thursday, April 11, 2002. This is Thursday night, Thursday prime time, around 7 o'clock. If you scroll down here, they're all in alphabetical order, these channels. You go down to Travel Channel, and look, you see Curious World, and the episode is Thailand Tattoo Parlor.
There you go, folks.
Curious World. If this show did not exist, why would it be on the TV schedule?
Bingo. And that's why I was like freaking out yesterday at my lunch hour. I couldn't contain myself. I mean, I was like grinning from ear to ear, and I'm getting like strange looks from my boss because he's non-affected, and I'm like, look at this. And he's like, I said, look, it's this curious world. He goes, you're right. I said, supposedly it never existed, and he kind of like hushed up because I showed him proof, and he didn't want to admit it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And,
why would it be listed in the TV schedule? The time, the episode, the dates, everything is there. 2002, folks. Brian, that's like the best residue I've ever found, I would say, out of everything. What do you think?
It was such a small show that like that's why it's like slipped away through the cracks, and I guess it. I guess a lot of people are failing to see that this is a Mandela effect. Huh?
How can the Travel Channel not want to admit that was one of their shows?
I know.
How can they not?
Well, you know how generations slip by, and it's possible that maybe it's is it possible maybe it's from a younger generation or an older generation?
Well, 2002, how many years ago is that? 16 years ago.
Yeah, 16 years ago, and maybe these new people that work for Travel Channel, maybe they don't know about it. But surely there's got to be some...
What? We got to the bottom of it, Brian, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Does anyone remember this show? I used to watch it all the time as a kid. Can't find anything Googling it. It was sort of like Ripley's Believe It or Not.
And Brian, I posted in my group also if you want to bring up the name of my group again, if you don't mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, if you want to join Theresa Lynch's group, be prepared for a lot of excitement, and you're gonna be able to share your mind openly with other people who are not critical. And it's not a very large group. We're not a very large group where everyone is treated like a number. That we don't think that's right. A smaller group that we think independently and outside the box. So again, thank you, Theresa, for starting the group.
And it's called Brian. It's Reality Residue Hunter with 3 exclamation marks. Mm-hmm. And you're welcome to join. And like I said, I also posted this effect with the residue in the group. Like I did it yesterday afternoon.
Also, Theresa works very hard, with the channel. And, she doesn't ask for anything in return. She only gives. So
I love hunting residue, Brian, and I welcome anybody who wants to post their residue or even new Mandela effects. That's even, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we keep getting hit with new Mandela effects every day. They keep coming, Brian.
I know. Well, this is, I'm looking at this other residue here, posted by this other YouTube channel, Awareness, on October 7th, 2018. And in this video, someone found him residue in the Jacksonville Journal Courier. And when you look here, he talks about Curious World being on this TV guide as well, on the Travel Channel.
Yellow highlighted right here, Curious World.
You see it?
So there you go, my friends. There are numerous listings of this
listings
as exist.
Okay.
But in this reality, the show does not exist.
Wow.
No episodes can be found. This is extremely strong evidence right here. The series is actually listed in TV listings.
That's 100% proof.
Yeah.
Newspapers.
What was it, Brian?
Just some residue that also this guy Awareness posted. So thanks, Awareness.
That's awesome. So how can they say this show never existed when there's all this residual?
Exactly. And not to mention, we have another Mandela effect possibly it's a Mandela animal it's basically a vampire deer.
Yes.
They love
creepy looking, and it was. And you see the tusk.
Yeah, it's a deer with fangs.
That thing is scary looking.
Oh man! All right, so the vampire deer is the most unlikely creature you would ever expect to see, and the name of it's the Kashmir musk deer. Some people have nicknamed it the Dracula deer. It says here because of its unusual teeth.
Yeah.
So and it lives actually on the steep slopes of northeastern Afghanistan. So it's very rare that before it was spotted in 2008, it was thought to have been extinct. We're seeing a lot of let's see. Okay, it was thought to have been extinct as the last time it was seen was over 60 years ago in 1948. There's always a logical explanation for these Mandela effects. That's what it seems, anyways.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian. Ever since I've been woken, I have been very educated on a lot of things. I mean, it's a learning experience. All these animals that we never knew about are all are coming into existence. We're learning. It's very educational.
Exactly.
I've broadened my mind, and I've learned so much since I've had the Mandela effect. It's like I've learned a lot. So it's a good thing. I mean, yeah, it could be a curse having the Mandela effect, but it also is a learning experience as well. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, this Mandela effect really. It's something else. But the proof is in the pudding. We always find residues of the other reality that we remember.
Yes. And that's where I come in, is finding these residues, Brian. And I do my best to bring it to everyone and hunt the residues to show you, yes, it once existed. We did remember this correctly.
And if it's out there, Theresa,
I will find it.
There you go. Have a great Mandela effect night, you guys, and God bless.
God bless it.
I got what I deserved, you know it. I wanted it to hurt, so wrong of me to cross that.